to real estate, and even big tech. As you'll soon see, these cryptos are faster, more technologically advanced, and on track to be bigger than Bitcoin or Ethereum. And folks who buy them today may look back not with regret, but with amazement that a small decision could have such a big impact on their lives. So stick with me over the next few minutes as I explain why you should not buy Bitcoin and why these 3 next-gen cryptos could be the most important investment you ever make. To start with, I want to explain why now is the perfect time for crypto. A little more than a decade after the creation of the first Bitcoin, people are finally starting to realize that the crypto sector is not just about creating a digital currency. The revolutionary blockchain technology behind cryptocurrencies continues to advance and is about to disrupt and replace some of the biggest industries in the world. Harvard Business Review says that blockchain has the power to transform whole business ecosystems. And according to Report Linker, the global blockchain market size will jump from $3 billion in 2020 to $39.7 billion by 2025. And the most powerful and well-connected investors are waking up to this fact. The global head of digital assets for Goldman Sachs said, "We see this as a pivotal moment." Goldman and other institutions like JP Chase are beginning to adopt cryptocurrencies as a new asset class. They'll soon be treated by these banks just like stocks, bonds, and even gold. That's a huge turnaround. It's critical to understand. Just 2 years after JP Chase CEO Jamie Dimon stated that cryptocurrencies were not a real thing and were worse than tulip bulbs, Dimon and his company have created their own JPM coin. And now, crypto is entering what is being referred to as the 3rd generation of blockchain technology. This is important and something you need to watch very carefully. Traditionally, we have seen that the 3rd generation is where investors had the biggest success. Think of the internet. AOL was 1st generation. Yahoo was 2nd generation. But Google, it was 3rd generation. And you know which generation made folks rich. Google is up 4,500% since it went public in 2004. Far more than either AOL or Yahoo, whose market shares completely collapsed. So why do the companies that come later reward investors with so much bigger profits? It's because the 3rd generation is where all the kinks get worked out and the revolution truly takes place. And that is what I see going on in crypto right now. Right at this moment, there are new opportunities to get in on the ground floor of the cryptocurrencies that could someday be bigger than Bitcoin and the 2nd generation king, Ethereum. But with thousands of so-called altcoins out there, how in the world do you pick the right one? I know how. I'll show you. But to understand why I believe these next-gen cryptos are the ones to buy right now, you need to understand a little bit about the technology behind them and why they will surpass early entries in the crypto world like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But Bitcoin's design has one big flaw. A few flaws, truthfully, but this is the big one. The bandwidth for transactions is a mere 1 megabyte. That means Bitcoin is capable of being used for only about 4.6 transactions per second, depending on those transaction sizes. For some perspective, Visa alone is used for about 1,700 transactions per second. If Bitcoin were ever adopted as a mainstream currency, buying a pack of gum could take days or even weeks. That's no good. Even billionaire Mark Cuban, who says 60% of his crypto portfolio is in Bitcoin, said this about Bitcoin as a viable currency. It's not going to work. It's too hard. It's too slow. There's a limit on the transactions. Due to this limitation, we have seen Bitcoin evolve from a potential currency into a way to store value. Essentially, Bitcoin has become a digital version of gold. Because of its limited supply, it will eventually cap out at 21 million coins, roughly 18.5 million of which are already in circulation. Bitcoin will hold and even grow its value over time. However, beyond that inflation hedge, if you are looking to make 10 times your money or more, don't buy Bitcoin. The smart money already got into Bitcoin years ago. The people who were first onto Bitcoin, who bought up hundreds of coins for just a few $1,000s and are now millionaires, well, they aren't focused on Bitcoin anymore. Instead, they're doing something else. Today, the most connected crypto investors are starting to quietly buy up 3 killer coins that are cheap now, but that I predict will actually be more valuable than Bitcoin in the future.
Take, for example, Prakash Chand, an entrepreneur and businessman from Toronto, known as Dr. Crypto. He's not a household name in the regular world, but in the crypto world, he's big time. After buying Bitcoin way back in 2011, Dr. Crypto founded a $1 billion crypto fund called FD7.
And in the first half of this year, Prakash and the FD7 fund sold most of their Bitcoin to buy one of the killer coins I'm going to tell you about today. In May, Prakash and his fund bought $380 million of it. That's right, a smart money investor who bought Bitcoin in 2011 dumped his Bitcoin just a few months ago to buy one of the same coins I'm recommending to you today. And it's not too late for you to join him. It's like an early investor in Yahoo pulling their money out in late 2004 and putting it into Google. In short, buying these 3 coins now could be just like buying Google in 2004 or Bitcoin back in 2013. And that's a recipe for big profit potential for those who move quickly enough right now. Because with crypto, the moves can happen very fast. Consider, if you had bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in January 2013, when it was around $25, in 2021, that $1,000 stake would be worth $1.3 million. And yet, if you had bought Bitcoin in early 2011, when it was around $1, you would have made more than 33,000 times your money. Looking back on that, it's hard not to wonder, what if I had just put a couple $100 into Bitcoin when it was less than $25? Could I have ended up like 22-year-old Eddie Zalan? In 2012, Eddie received a $5,000 gift from his parents at his bar mitzvah to start an investment account. Instead of traditional stocks, he invested it in a new thing he had heard about, Bitcoin. And he kept investing. After every summer job he did, the money went into crypto, another $7,000. Today, his initial $12,000 crypto portfolio is worth millions. Or maybe you could be like former Marine Jared Kenna, who started buying Bitcoin when it was a mere 20 cents. Jared is now worth more than $300 million and has stayed in San Francisco, where he's used his money to follow one of his passions, opening a craft brewery. Well, that's the sort of opportunity I believe you have today. Don't get me wrong, investing in cryptocurrency carries risk. This sector is volatile, but I believe getting early on the technologies working to solve the industry's biggest problems offers the best chance for profits. As you're about to see, the 3 altcoins I'm going to talk about now have better technology than Bitcoin. They're also faster, and best of all, they have the potential to totally disrupt and replace entire trillion-dollar industries. In short, these 3 altcoins are the wave of the future. And I believe investing in them now is as close as you're going to get to a Bitcoin do-over. Here's why. As I look for cryptos to invest in, I'm looking for a progression. I want to see which new coins take the existing technology and raise it to the next level. Think about how search engines progressed. The first generation search engines were ones like WebCrawler or Ask Jeeves or even AOL with their keywords. Remember those? Feels like a long time ago, right? At the time, these were game-changing technologies, but they had major flaws. It seemed like it took hours to find what you were actually looking for back then. Next came Yahoo, the second generation. It drove out the web crawlers and AOLs of the world and created a more centralized search. It improved things, but again, Yahoo had big flaws. The search results you got through Yahoo all came from human indexing that was time consuming and not often all that accurate. The results still often weren't what you were looking for. Then came the third generation, Google. Yahoo famously had a chance to buy Google's technology and passed. Big mistake. Google had learned from the mistakes of the first two generations, and it had built a superior search engine that destroyed Yahoo and took over the world. In short, you wanted to buy the third generation when it came to search engines. After all, Google has produced a 4,561% return since it went public in just 2004. Yahoo, on the other hand, doesn't even trade on the stock exchange anymore. And guess what? The same thing is happening right now in the crypto space. Bitcoin was the first generation. It had major flaws. Then Ethereum came along and improved on what Bitcoin had done. Just like we saw in the internet space, it took an existing technology to the next level. It saw the blockchain as a way to create new, decentralized industries like crypto banking and trading. It popularized a fascinating new concept known as smart contracts, which allow the blocks on the blockchain to be given instructions on how and where to move money. The smart money in 2015 and 2016 saw the potential and bought up Ethereum. Many investors were people who followed the technology closely, like twins James and Julian Spediacci, who bought Ethereum at 30 cents. They are both now multi-millionaires. James keeps a screenshot from his Facebook account in 2014 where he told people to buy Ethereum. It got one like, just one. Most of the twins' closest friends ignored it, but those who didn't have been rewarded in a big way. Every $100 put into Ethereum in 2015 when it was trading for $1 is now worth around $200,000. But like with Bitcoin, as the Ethereum network quickly gained popularity, another design flaw was discovered. Ethereum's process, which involves making a copy of its blockchain on every server in the system, worked fine until network usage exploded over the last couple of years. Turns out Ethereum just doesn't scale very well. This lack of scalability slows transaction speeds and, even worse, increases the cost of using the network. It's made Ethereum's network slow and clunky. But let me tell you, slow and clunky is actually great news for us and the folks who see the third generation of crypto speeding towards us. Ethereum's shortfalls mean people will soon turn to the better, more efficient next-gen cryptos I'm going to tell you about today. The scalability issue with Ethereum has actually led to several new coins developing technology to solve the problem. In fact, the first of my coins is the one I believe will directly overtake Ethereum. I call it the Ethereum Killer Coin, or EK coin for short. This Ethereum killing altcoin was actually developed by one of the original founders of Ethereum. He left Ethereum early on when he saw the flaws in its design. His name is Charles Hoskinson, and he is a brilliant mathematician and entrepreneur who started creating the EK coin in 2017. His main focus was to solve the scalability and speed issues of Ethereum while maintaining the smart contracts and decentralized financial services it offers. And he's succeeding. The result will be a fully scalable, fast network which operates for pennies on the dollar compared with the Ethereum network. People will have to decide, do I want to pay hundreds of dollars to use the Ethereum network or a couple of dollars to use a better one with faster, more refined technology? The answer is obvious. Remember Prakash Chand and his billion-dollar crypto fund, FD7? The guy who recently sold most of his Bitcoin to buy third-generation coins? The EK coin is the one he put $380 million into in March. And while the EK coin is moving up in value very quickly, it is still incredibly cheap. While Ethereum costs nearly $2,000, the EK coin is still trading for less than $2. But the EK coin's goal is not simply to replace Ethereum. It has its sights set on something much bigger and much more helpful. And this is why I am so excited about this next gen crypto. Its mission is to create a fully decentralized financial services industry. That's right, the EK coin network is set to disrupt and possibly replace the entire $22.5 trillion financial services industry. Here's how it works. Currently, the EK coin network has about $16 billion in liquidity, and it is using that liquidity like a financial system. On top of the EK coin network, developers are creating smart contracts which could allow people to borrow or lend money, transfer cash, or even automate payroll. So rather than go to the bank for a personal loan, you could go to the EK coin network and find a selection of loans with a selection of rates. The transactions would all be recorded securely on the blockchain. And things like buying insurance, engaging in futures trading, and even handling car loans or mortgages through smart contracts are all in the works. Plus, the efficiency of the blockchain would make these services cheaper than traditional banking. But the most obvious financial service, which has been available for some time, is money transfers. The EK coin network allows money to be sent around the world more cheaply, quickly, and efficiently than ever before. Not only that, it will be fast too. We're talking about transactions that take a matter of seconds rather than the days it can take to send money by traditional methods. Remember, the currency markets are the biggest markets in the world. $5 trillion moves internationally on a daily basis. $5 trillion. The New York Stock Exchange, by comparison, moves only $10 billion daily. Currency markets are up to 500 times bigger. And yet this coin, which has the potential to totally revolutionize the currency markets, trades for 2 measly bucks. The technology to move those trillions of dollars cheaper and faster is so valuable, it's almost impossible to contemplate. And yet, it's just one of the ways this coin could reshape the world. The second way is by automating payroll. The EK coin network, like the Ethereum network, is being designed to allow for smart contracts. In simple terms, a smart contract is an automatic financial agreement between two parties written into lines of code. Normally, you need a third party to make regular contracted transactions. For example, paying an employee through a payroll services company. But with a smart contract between an employer and an employee, the payroll is automatically deposited at the end of the pay period. The millions of dollars that companies spend on payroll services around the world could be eliminated simply by designing a smart contract to the EK coin network that would allow employees to be paid automatically. Hours worked and paid time off can automatically be tabulated, and money transfers can be set to include things like payroll taxes and withholding. And there are so many other industries that smart contract technology will disrupt. Wills and inheritances, automated by smart contracts on the blockchain. Everything from gift cards and loyalty programs to insurance and estate planning will be able to be done more securely through smart contracts. The blockchain technology behind EK Coin could even replace title searches on homes. Imagine not having to pay all those fees at closing. It would be a godsend. All these smart contracts, which have the potential to reshape so many industries, are set to go live in the next couple of months. Bottom line, this new coin took everything Ethereum made possible and is refining it into a technology that will improve dozens of major industries. It is poised to take over Ethereum's place in the market, and yet it's available now for just $2. But here's the thing, this coin is very unlikely to stay this cheap because something big is happening in the coming months. Something that could speed up the transition from Ethereum to this new coin. With the EK coin, Hoskinson has developed some of the most secure, virtually unhackable smart contracts yet to be seen on any network. And they're scheduled to go live within the next 3 months. So investing now means there could be a good news bump built in on the horizon. And once they go live, I expect the EK coin will move up much faster. The timing to get into the EK coin couldn't be better. There's almost nothing this altcoin cannot do. It's cheaper, faster, and more efficient in just about every way. Charles Hoskinson, in his 2014 TED Talk, said that because the blockchain is so secure, it is the perfect place to store property rights, credentials, identities, and agreements. The potential to disrupt so many industries is what makes the EK coin one of my top next-gen cryptos. No smart crypto investor is selling all of their EK coins. The smart money continues to recognize this is the coin of the future, and it could take off again at any moment. But we still have only scratched the surface of blockchain's potential here. My second next-gen crypto may be even more ambitious than the first. We'll call it the Internet Killer Coin, or the IK coin. A fully decentralized internet is the dream of many web developers. Enter Dominic Williams, famed crypto theoretician and internet expert. In October 2016, he began the project that would eventually become the IK coin, a decentralized internet that runs on a blockchain instead of traditional service providers and traditional IP addresses. He and his massive team of experts spent years working on bringing web speeds and unlimited scalability to their blockchain network. The foundation Williams created is centered in Zurich, Switzerland, and boasts more than 190 of the industry's top scientists and cryptographers. Although some of these names may be new to you, they are big names in the crypto world. People like Ben Lin, a world-renowned cryptographer and former Google engineer. He is the L in BLS cryptography, the key signature system being used in Ethereum 2.0. And Jan Kamenisch, another world-renowned cryptographer and privacy researcher who led IBM's cryptography research department for 19 years. And Andreas Rosberg, the co-creator of WebAssembly and former team lead for the Google Chrome V8 engine. There are so many more. There simply isn't time to list them all here. But we are talking about the smartest people in the world, and they are the ones behind this crypto. It took them 4 years, but they were able to create a blockchain that is fully scalable and has unlimited data storage potential, all at lightning-fast web speeds. But what does it do? It allows developers to upload websites to the IK coin network. Those websites then live inside a blockchain ecosystem instead of on web servers with IP addresses. And with the blockchain, the websites are totally secure, meaning developers don't have to put up firewalls, saving them time and money. So why is this so revolutionary? And why is it a developer's dream? Right now, 56% of the internet exists on the servers of just 3 companies: Amazon, which is the largest web hosting service, Google, and Microsoft. This centralizes the internet, giving large amounts of control to a handful of powerful tech companies. These companies can collude to overcharge. They can censor and remove any websites they don't like. And they can, and do, take your data and sell it to advertisers. Even Tim Berners-Lee, the creator of the original World Wide Web, has stated the need to decentralize the web and take back power from the forces that have profited from centralizing it. According to my research, the IK coin is going to be that disruptor to big tech and its monopolistic hold on our data and our lives. That is why I'm so excited about this IK coin. It has massive potential to solve many of the problems that have slowly crept into web development and to challenge the power structure that controls it. Another problem that developers have dealt with is the shortage of original IP addresses. Due to the incorrect assumption that billions of IP addresses would be enough to maintain the internet, service providers have actually started to run out of them. A band-aid was applied a few years back in the form of Internet Protocol version 6, or IPv6, but there is still only a finite number of addresses available. This could be a big problem in the years ahead, like many thought Y2K would be, but real this time. The IK coin network does away with IP addresses and replaces them with identifiable yet anonymous blockchain addresses. It allows unlimited addresses to be created in the future. Let me repeat, that's unlimited. The more that internet developers move their websites from the old internet to the new IK coin decentralized internet, the more important IK coins become, and the more valuable. And the amazing thing is that the IK coin just began selling a few months ago. I told folks about it nearly immediately. It's already quickly moved into the top 24 cryptocurrencies by market cap, and I expect it will slowly move up to the top 10 to join the EK coin I am also recommending to you. The fact is, the decentralized internet this group is creating is just better than what we have today. It's easier to create websites. It will be cheaper by a wide margin. There will be an infinite number of IP addresses available. And most of all, it cannot be controlled by big tech. Bottom line, it's just a better technology than the current internet, plain and simple. When all the money for website hosting that is currently flowing into the coffers of Amazon and Google begins to flow into the IK coin, the value of this coin will move higher rapidly. And consider this, right now, Bitcoin costs almost 1,000 times more per coin than the IK coin. There's no question folks should hold at least a few $100s worth in their portfolios. Just a couple $100s could turn into tens of thousands in the future, just like it did for people who bought Bitcoin several years back. I'm seeing the same sort of gains, if not even bigger ones, over the same sort of time frame, about 10 to 15 years. If this pans out like I expect it will, those who invest in IK coin now will be able to sit back and watch their portfolios move up right along with it. And at such a great price today, it's a far lower risk option compared with most cryptos, and it has higher reward potential. There's no question in my mind that people who put a couple hundred or even a few $1,000s into the EK coin and IK coin today are going to be the same type of people who bought Bitcoin back in 2013 or Ethereum in 2016 or who bought Google as early as they could. Again, I expect as big of gains, if not more, in the same amount of time it took for these dominators to take over their industries. People will talk about those who got in on EK coin early at $2, and they'll say, wow, I wish I had been smart enough to do that. Now, there are no guarantees with investing, and of course with any of these coins you should invest only with money you're not afraid to lose. Investing always carries risk, and even more so with cryptocurrencies. But if you want the shot at this type of life-changing profit potential, I believe now is the crucial time to get in. So how do you get full instructions on how to buy my first 2 killer coins? I've put together a special report called 2 Killer Crypto Coins That Will Be Bigger Than Bitcoin. In it, I'll give you even more details on why I believe these first 2 next-gen cryptos have some of the highest upside potential of any cheap cryptos you can buy today. I'll show you the simple way to buy them, and I'll show you how to deal with any risk. Basically, I will do everything to ensure you have all the knowledge you need to make a smart speculation on these 2 coins. However, I also have one more really cool coin that I want to tell you about. It's a little different, but very exciting. Keep in mind, I am a big fan of the EK coin and the IK coin for all the reasons I've mentioned. But there are many more coins I expect to do well in both the near term and the long term. The world of cryptocurrency is very exciting right now. Blockchain technology could solve many new problems, from verifying supply chains to taking on the entire financial industry and even replacing the backbone of the internet. But one of my favorite things coming out of the crypto world right now actually isn't some giant industry killer. It's something even the most die-hard crypto believers would probably never expect. In short, it could help solve the income crisis facing millions of Americans today. This is huge. Due to our Fed's seemingly permanent 0% interest rate policy, the days of putting your money in a savings account and earning even 3% are long gone. Bonds, CDs, and Treasury notes have all seen their interest rates dwindle as easy money policies around the world have pushed yields to new lows. At the same time, inflation is making everything far more expensive. This is creating a major crisis. Investors no longer have a source for significant income yields. But crypto is changing the game here as well. Right now, in the crypto space, there are solutions where users can earn 10% or more on their money, and in some cases, much more. I call this final coin the income coin, or the I coin. With all the various cryptocurrencies in a major growth pattern right now, liquidity is very important as they expand and advance the technologies of their blockchains. Rather than turn to traditional banks, these altcoins have come up with a unique solution. In short, they are offering to pay yields to those who use their coins so that circulation expands. There are about 7 major options, all paying different yields to people who deposit their coins with them. Here's how the process works. Let's say a user wants to earn a high interest on a $1,000 investment. First, the user would convert the $1,000 into the coin of their choice. Then they transfer it to the network of their choice. The network would then lend that $1,000 out to those who need it. And when the money is withdrawn, the user is paid back their principal plus whatever interest the network offered initially. If the yield were 10%, the user would make an easy $100. Make sense? Like I said, there are roughly half a dozen networks currently making this possible. But by far, the best is the one behind my iCoin, because its unique platform gives users the chance to supplement their retirement income by collecting the highest yields available. Unlike its competitors, it automatically moves a user's investment to whoever is paying the highest yield. Imagine a traditional bank doing that. If another group starts to pay a higher yield, the iCoin network immediately transfers the user's money to that new group. So they always get the highest possible yields at all times. And when I say high, I do mean high. Remember, right now, the national average interest rate for traditional savings account is 0.06%. Meanwhile, on the network behind my iCoin, I'm seeing yields of 12% and even 20% on deposits. Let me repeat that. Up to 20% interest at a time when real treasury yields are actually negative. In other words, this is like an oasis in the desert for yield-parched savers. So you can see why users are flocking to this cutting-edge platform and driving investors to the coin behind it. Think about it. With real interest rates turning negative, not just here in the US, but in countries all over the world, we're in a full-on income crisis. Tech-savvy investors are rushing to crypto to solve it. And my iCoin has a real shot at capturing the lion's share of this growing market because of the significant yields it can offer users. I believe you could profit handsomely from the growth of this special crypto. Think of it like investing in a cutting-edge bank that's making a name for itself by offering exclusive services, not to mention great yields to its customers, or in this case, users. I want to tell you all about it, and I promise it's not that complex. It's actually very easy to understand why this new market is booming and why my iCoin is so well positioned if you have a guide. This is why I've created a special report called the Crypto Income Solution, profiting from the hottest play in DeFi. In this report, I will walk you through exactly why I think iCoin is the best in show when it comes to the DeFi or decentralized finance revolution. I'll show you what makes this coin such a disruptor and why more and more investors are flocking to it. I believe this is essential information for anyone interested in playing crypto now, because even with all the hype surrounding cryptocurrencies, if you act quickly, you can still get in at the beginning of this revolution. There's still a lot to iron out in this experimental new market, and it won't be long before the regulators come for their piece. But I believe the team behind this exciting crypto will keep innovating and that it will remain among the top DeFi platforms around. Most importantly, as institutional money moves in, the upside of getting in early will be shrinking by the day. With each passing year, institutional investors are putting more and more into crypto. They have trillions of dollars between them to invest. Goldman Sachs, head of digital assets, Mary Rich, stated a couple of months ago, "We are working closely with teams across the firm to explore ways to offer thoughtful and appropriate access to the ecosystem for private wealth clients, and that is something we expect to offer in the near term." When you hear that one of the largest and most respected financial companies in the world is preparing to offer cryptocurrencies to their private wealth clients, well, I don't have to tell you that you do not need to beat that money into these coins. And Goldman Sachs isn't the only one. JP Morgan Chase announced recently that it plans on putting clients into Bitcoin funds this year. But according to a recent CNBC article, it is limiting those funds to high net worth clients who have at least $2 million in assets with the company. That means it is limiting itself to its top clients who have greater risk tolerance. It's very typical. It's no wonder that some of the smartest folks in money are working to create an entirely new system. With my special reports, you can jump the line, armed with the knowledge of how to get fully invested before all this institutional money starts bidding up the price of these next-gen cryptos. And don't forget, in the last year, PayPal and Square have added crypto as a payment option and storage method. Heck, my friend just bought some Bitcoin with his Venmo account. The revolution is coming. Are you going to be at the front or the back? Now is the time to act. So what I want to do today is get you both of my reports as soon as possible. In just a moment, I'll show you how to get both 2 killer crypto coins that will be bigger than Bitcoin and the crypto income solution, profiting from the hottest play in DeFi. These 2 reports contain everything you need to know to get in on the 3 crypto opportunities I believe are the equivalent of buying Bitcoin or Ethereum years ago, or like buying Google when it traded for just a few bucks. Of course, there's no guarantee this opportunity will deliver the same gains as Google, but these are the moments that get me excited as an outspoken market analyzer. And let me tell you, I've seen a lot during my career, but this is perhaps the best opportunity I've ever seen for regular people to have a shot at changing their lives. When I managed money at a $100 billion financial fund, I was always amazed at how the system seemed to favor the super wealthy. Just like we were seeing with JP Morgan Chase's announcement of limiting its Bitcoin funds to its most wealthy clients. When I left, I decided I would bring to everyday folks the kind of analysis and techniques that the big Wall Street firms use. That's how I founded Manward Press and developed our proprietary modern asset portfolio, which is at the core of our investment recommendations. With the modern asset portfolio, we don't just use the same old mix of bonds, stocks, gold, and cash anymore. What we've come to realize is that new ideas, like those we are seeing in cryptocurrencies, can have a bigger impact on future wealth than virtually anything. They're the reason as many as 100,000 people have become millionaires thanks to Bitcoin alone. And the great thing is, it doesn't require a gigantic investment to totally transform your portfolio. With the modern asset portfolio, I recommend simply having a small portion of your money in the most exciting cryptocurrencies in the world. You never want to invest more than you can afford to lose, and in such a volatile sector, a little can go a long way. The result has been exceptional gain opportunities for subscribers to my Manward letter, like my recommendation on Monero coin less than a year ago. Those who followed my recommendation sold a quarter of the position for a 311% gain in 210 days. Then they had the chance to close another small fraction of the position for a 109% gain in 266 days. And in my Alpha Money Flow research service, subscribers who bought into our IOTA coin recommendation could have captured a 196% gain on half the position in 45 days and a 45% gain on the other half in 185 days. Those who bought the Kyber Network Crystal Legacy coin we recommended could have made 40% in just 4 days. 4. Now, some of those cryptos I still like, so I'll probably continue to recommend them to subscribers, but the 3 coins I'm recommending today and the technology they represent are the ones that I feel are going to be bigger than Bitcoin in the years ahead. That's why I'm so excited about these new recommendations. Manward Press has introduced thousands of new people to crypto in the past 6 months alone. And across our services, the results for them have been spectacular. One of my readers named Pat recently left the following message with my team. Thanks, Andy. I began reading Manward to protect the nest egg I have accumulated. I have used the money to invest in crypto and seen marvelous returns. Keep it up. Uma wrote to let us know, I like Andy's style and approach. Whereas others keep trying to sell the same service over and over again, Andy takes a lower key approach, and his series on crypto is really a public service effort. Another subscriber, JD, may have said it best. Andy's news and views have helped to increase my net worth considerably. Wish I could pass a lifetime subscription down to my kids when I'm no longer available. I love knowing that I'm helping my readers get closer to financial independence, and I'm proud of all that Manward has accomplished so far. But in the next 10 to 15 years, I see far bigger gain potential in these killer coins I'm recommending. I believe I can show you how to navigate these new waters and potentially profit from these coins. Already this year, I've helped subscribers across my services close out partial positions for average crypto gains of 96% in 227 days, 144% in 195 days, and 311% in 210 days on 1/4 of a play, and 110% on just over another third, with the remaining portion still open. These are exceptional gains that we sure hope will continue. We're closing our recommendations for gains as we continue to ride these cryptos higher. And this, right now, is your chance to join us. I'll explain how in just a moment. I know it can be tough to get into cryptocurrencies, but it doesn't have to be. Crypto can be simple. I've seen this firsthand through the experience of the people I just mentioned. They certainly weren't experts when they started, and yet my research and recommendations led them to success. That's why I've put together the perfect guide to help anyone understand how to navigate crypto. I know a lot of people who feel the only thing that has stopped them from entering the crypto space is that they don't understand the process. They have questions like, which exchange should I use? What's a digital wallet? What does a blockchain address even look like? Many others have felt the same way about crypto in the past. The most common question I hear is, where do I begin? Yet people just like you have found that investing in crypto is easier and more lucrative than they ever had imagined. That's why I created my special report, How to Go from a Crypto Zero to a Crypto Hero, a step-by-step guide to buying your first crypto. In this report, I will show you how to set up an account on the most reputable exchange, how to connect your bank account and transfer money, and ultimately, how to buy some of the best new cryptos with the biggest upside potential. I'll tell you what to expect, like having to get your account verified and needing to provide certain documentation. And most importantly, I will explain to you how it all works. I'll provide answers to questions like where your money is being stored on the blockchain, how to identify your wallet address, how you can use that address to make transfers, sell crypto, put gains back into your bank account. In short, once you've gone through the process and understand it, you'll ask yourself why you hadn't done it all earlier. Plus, you can brag to all your friends about how you figured out what the next Bitcoin and Ethereum were years before most people had any clue what was going on. But you need all 3 of my reports to get started. Fortunately, I can send you every one of them right now. Not only that, I'm also offering you a chance to have my research and analysis guide you risk-free. I want to do that with a special newsletter I publish called Manward Letter. Manward Letter is my flagship publication in which I give my subscribers my very best research and investment opportunities every month. It's where I highlight stocks with exciting new products that are breaking sales records and crushing competitors. It's where I share new crypto opportunities with my subscribers, including chances to find life-changing gains on plays that cost just a few dollars. It's also where I highlight what's going on with our economy and what you can do to help protect yourself from any dangers in the market. Best of all, those who join me at Manward Letter risk-free today will receive all 3 of my brand new crypto reports absolutely free. Here's everything you're going to get as a new Manward Letter subscriber. Every Manward Letter subscription comes with 12 months of Manward Letter with in-depth research and commentary on stocks, options, and the cryptocurrency market. My model stock portfolio with positions that are updated daily with current buy, hold, and sell ratings, so you always know precisely what's happening with my recommended plays. My special report, 2 killer crypto coins that will be bigger than Bitcoin. My bonus step-by-step crypto income guide, the Crypto Income Solution, profiting from the hottest play in DeFi. A bonus guide for beginners, how to go from a crypto zero to a crypto hero, a step-by-step guide to buying your first crypto. Access to my entire library of premium investment research and training videos, including dozens of reports with bonus picks and ideas to build your wealth, plus new benefits that are being added all the time. Access to the full Manward Letter archives, including more than 50 issues of Manward Letter from the last few years. Weekly alerts with position updates, plus additional commentary on the markets and what moves them. Invitations to live video calls and online town hall meetings with me, plus other subscriber events designed to keep Manward Letter readers informed on what's happening and how it affects their wealth. And a whole lot more. And while the special reports I've given you are valued at nearly $900, you won't pay anything near that to join Manward Letter. By itself, the retail price of Manward Letter is only $249. And at that price, it's an incredible deal. Look at a subscriber like Larry M. He recently attended a crypto training event I put on for our Manward Letter subscribers. He said, I know 100% more about crypto from the past 30 minutes than in the last year. Keep it coming. Or how about Jerry P? He wrote, thank you, sir. I've been a subscriber to your Manward Letter for a few years. I bought a lifetime subscription and thought it would be a sweet deal. Man, oh man, you have proved me right. Or Kevin H, who joined last year. He said, I have bought and sold the investment twice and doubled my initial investment. Thanks so much, Andy. Keep it going. What would a hedge fund charge to hand you a double in less than a year? A whole lot more than $249, I can tell you that. What would it be to double your total investment following my Manward recommendations? Of course, not every recommendation is a winner. No one's perfect after all. But here's the thing. I'm not charging the full retail price to join today. Instead, because I know how big it is for regular people to get into crypto at this moment, I'm giving it all to you today, risk-free, for just $49. Not only that, but I'm backing everything up with my full 365-day money-back guarantee. If at the end of your year of access to all this research and these potential money-making techniques, you are unsatisfied, you can have a full refund. Why would I do this? Because I'm willing to take a chance to gain your trust. I think you'll love what Manward Letter has in store for you. We pride ourselves on thinking differently about how to build and protect wealth. We have a policy of cutting underperforming stocks quickly and letting our winners ride. This means that our closed positions tend to be small losses and our open winners tend to be much bigger winners. For example, our average closed position is down just 0.55% in an average of 323 days. But our average open position right now is up 25.4% in an average of 245 days. Overall, our track record has an average gain of 5.9% in an average of 308 days. In short, we always want our winners to be much bigger than our losers, and we've been very successful doing that. This is a no-brainer considering the opportunities I'm offering. There's nothing to lose with my refund guarantee, but there's so much to gain. I want you to be satisfied, happy, and most importantly, wealthy. Cryptocurrencies are finally being seen for what they are. Not a replacement for the dollar, but simply the biggest technological advancement since the adoption of the internet in the 1990s. And don't forget, there hasn't been a fourth generation in the development of the internet. No one has come along and killed Google.